This all started about half a year ago when I was at the public swimming pool doing my weekly workout swim. And because it was so early, there were quite a few elderly people there. And I noticed that especially with the women, they all had very noticeable veins on their legs. They were mostly blue and sometimes even protruding. And when I pointed this out to my boyfriend, he said, "Oh yeah, you have that too." And I was really confused. And when he pointed to the back of my knee, I saw that I had quite noticeable veins there too. And that kind of freaked me out. I panicked a little and thought, why do I have this when I see mostly old women and elderly people have these visible veins? So of course, what we all tend to do is I went online and started researching what could be the cause of this and how to prevent this in the future. And what I found was that these noticeable visible veins was a sign of weak veins. It is something that comes from sitting too much, standing too much, just not having enough exercise. Of course, the hereditary factor, your genes, do matter when it comes to how visible they are or how quickly they become visible. And as suggestions of how to prevent or to delay the visibility of these veins, the main things were, for one, exercise, but then also cold showers. And this is how I came to the topic of cold showers. This really interested me, and I started putting a lot of research into cold showers. And I came across a bunch of different benefits when it comes to cold showers, and it opened up this whole new world for me. And what I found out was that when you shower hot, or when it's hot in general, your veins dilate. And when it's cold, for example, like a cold shower, your veins will contract. And it is not something new. We all know that this kind of hot and warm fluctuation is quite healthy, which is why a lot of people do saunas and then shower cold afterwards, or there are these hot and cold pools in spas. So this is definitely not something that is new, but I really wanted to learn more about cold showers and how to do them properly, what to look out for, and what benefits they are. When I was young, my dad often tried to convince me to take cold showers as he does. He always said that it was really healthy, it's good for your heart, and he was actually right. Cold showers have proven to stimulate and improve circulation, and then through that also to boost immunity. It contributes to more alertness. It is healthy for the skin, and it can even stimulate weight loss, which I thought was really interesting. And it also has some psychological benefits like easing stress, anxiety, and depression. And when I saw this, I almost couldn't believe it. This is too good to be true. Why is there such thing as cold showers being listed as so beneficial and so healthy, yet there are not many people talking about it and doing it? And I asked myself, why? Why isn't anyone taking cold showers if it's so easy to do and so healthy? And the answer to that, I guess, is that it's uncomfortable. As humans, we tend not to want to do things that are uncomfortable. We try to avoid it. It is part of our survival instinct to avoid things that are uncomfortable. It is the way that our brain learns to stay out of danger. Now, I know all these health benefits that research has shown are not things that are going to come quickly. You're not going to take 2 cold showers and then you're going to have a super healthy heart. These are things that you have to do with persistence over and over again, and these are health benefits that are going to come in the future. And this is also what is important to me personally. When I am old, when I'm 70, 80 years old, I want to be healthy. I want to be able to play with my grandchildren and take walks and just to be active in my senior years. And a lot of the times I feel like, especially young people like me, we tend not to think about being old and brittle. Instead, we want to enjoy our youth and enjoy our energy, but it is now that we have to invest the time into taking care of our health, because what we do now will affect our long-term health as well. Through my research and my own experience in taking cold showers, I have found that not only does it have, as I said, the health benefits that I will reap in the future, it also has mental benefits that are quite immediate. Cold showers teach us willpower, teaches us to do things that are uncomfortable. And I've said this quite a few times before, that it is only in those uncomfortable situations where we can actually grow, where we're constantly in our safe space, in our safe bubble. We don't have this impulse to change and to grow. So I feel like it's really important to put yourself into unfamiliar, uncomfortable situations to learn and to grow from them. And what cold showers really teaches us is to push past our pain point. Now, our pain point is the point where we are suffering and we have a decision to make. Either we can push past this suffering or we can give up. It is kind of like going for a jog. When you're jogging, there comes a point when you really feel like you cannot keep going. You're tired, your legs want to give in, you have a hard time breathing, and your brain will tell you, stop. You're too tired, this is uncomfortable, you just can't keep going, this is just too uncomfortable. And that is the point where you either stop or you can convince yourself mentally that you can keep going, you can do this. And that is the pain point where you are at a breaking point of either pushing through or stopping. And for those of you who have went on a run and have pushed through, we all know that we're often surprised as to how much further we actually went from the point of thinking we can't go any further to then finishing that 5-kilometer run. Our bodies are really capable of much more than we think. And the same mental process is what you go through with taking a shower. Before you turn the water cold, your mind will, of course, try to convince you not to do this because you know it's going to be uncomfortable. And your mind will tell you to stop, to try to talk you out of it. But when you push past that pain point, when you convince yourself that this is going to be fine, and you're on the other side, you will realize that the cold shower was not as bad as you imagine it in your head. It's always much worse in your head, and you will be surprised as to how much you can withstand and how not bad at all it was. And I personally always come out on the other side feeling empowered, like I can do anything, and really strengthened, and yeah, I guess empowered is the right word. So I wanted to talk about how I personally take cold showers. What I don't do is I don't jump into the shower with the cold water blasting onto my head. That is not what I do, and I don't think that is what people recommend you do. Maybe for some that is great, but for people, especially with a weak heart, I think that can be a little too much stress on your heart. But what I do is I take my shower normally with a warm water, not hot, and I do all the cleaning and the soaping. And then when I'm done cleaning myself off, I will do my cold shower. And what I do is I take down the shower head and turn the water mostly all the way cold, and I start with my legs. I start going up and down my legs, and I make sure to shower the front and the back of the legs just to really get everything. Then I switch over to my other leg, and when I'm done with my legs, I go over my arms, and I go over the front and the back, and I do this up and down motion about twice. And when I've done my legs and my arms, I then move on to my body. And this is the point, this is kind of my pain point, where I have to convince myself to push through, that I can do this. And I don't give myself too much time to talk myself out of this. I give myself 2 seconds, I count down, and then I just do it. And when you push through, as I said, you realize it's not as bad. And I go over my body, first the front, then the back, and then go over my face and my hair. And when I've reached that point, by that time, I mostly feel like it is rather relaxing and enjoyable. And all this takes less than a minute. And what I focus on is to stay calm and to move slowly and to breathe slowly and deeply. I don't want to be hyperventilating in the cold shower, what a lot of people do. That is rather not beneficial. That is not what I do, but it talks about how you have to really focus on your breathing and breathe deeply and slowly and relax instead of breathing very short, intense, tight breaths. And when you've done that, you'll feel really nice and accomplished, kind of like after you've worked out or went for a jog. I really enjoy that feeling, and it only took, as I said, less than a minute, and trust me, it is not as bad as you imagine it in your head to be. Once you push past that pain point, is almost enjoyable, I would say. At least it gets better with each cold shower. What is important to push past your pain point is to really not give yourself enough time to talk yourself out of it. Maybe picture the reason why you're doing this. Picture yourself in the senior years being healthy and fit, and maybe that visualization can be a helpful motivation, or tell yourself that once you've done this, you can do anything today. And sometimes talking yourself up can really help. As I said, with each shower, you will build up your resilience. It will be much easier and you will build your health. So there really are only benefits to this. For one, health-wise, there's so many benefits. Then mentally, you learn resilience, you learn willpower, you learn to push past that pain point, and it only takes less than a minute. So I really highly encourage everyone to do cold showers. Maybe start out only by showering your legs cold, and then add your arms, and then add your body, and go slowly, and maybe that will be easier. For me personally, when I feel like I'm under the weather, like I'm getting a cold or something like that, I won't do a complete full body cold shower. I will then at least only do the legs and the arms. That is the minimum that I aim for, but I do try to do the whole body, which is most of the time. And I also recommend doing this in the morning. This can really replace your cup of coffee. It really wakes you up. It gets you energized for the day. I really encourage you to try this out. At first, when I heard all this, everything that I'm telling you guys, I was also quite skeptical and thought, yeah, well, I know about cold showers. I know they're supposed to be good, but I'm not interested. But once I've tried it, I've really come to love and appreciate it. And also, if you think about it, there's so many people that don't have the luxury of warm water. It is often something that we might even take for granted. So when you take that cold shower, maybe think of all those who don't have the luxury, or it will in turn make you appreciate your warm showers at the beginning of your shower even more. So there are only benefits to this. Hopefully I inspired you to take cold showers. Let me know in the comments below if you already take cold showers, what you think of it, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.